Hi, everyone. For those of you who don't yet know me, my name is Coach Caitlin, and I am a body image and mindset coach specializing in self-worth and confidence. I am located in Canada, but I work with female clients around the world. I recently posted a questionnaire to inquire what you would like to see a training video on, and the winning topic by far was how to let go of lingering body image beliefs from your past to move forward. So I would like to use this time to talk about just that, eliminating your past traumas that have resulted in your current body self-perceptions. So in this video, I'm going to review the following with you. The definition of body image, where body image beliefs come from, how to identify where your body image beliefs come from, how to start letting go of your body image beliefs to move forward, and what results you can expect after you've let go of your current body image beliefs. You may want to grab a pen and paper to start taking some notes. I'm going to run through an activity, but I don't want you to rush and do this activity throughout the video, okay? What I really want you to do, this is going to be a deep dive assessment. So grab a pen and paper or a recording device, even your cell phone, so you can take some voice memos and notes. Start getting prepared, but yeah, I don't want you to work on this as I go throughout the video. If you want to get a little bit deeper into it right away, by all means, you can pause this as we go, but don't think you're just going to do this throughout this 20 minutes, half hour while I'm talking, and then be done and have everything out of your system and ready to move forward, because I can assure you, for many, it is not that simple, it is not that easy, and that's why a lot of people don't do it and fall victim to the easier said than done mentality because they don't want to do the deep dive. Okay, so with that, I've warned you, I've let you know, but this is the training and I hope you get a lot out of it. So let's dive right in, ladies. So, body image, what is it? Basically, body image is your personal mental construction of your body. So this is how you see your reflection, how you see yourself, and the emotions that you have towards your body when you see it. Body image definitely focuses on the physical body, so it's the external, not the internal. According to psychologists, you may or may not know that body image actually makes up about 1/3 of our self-esteem, but it should not be confused for our self-esteem. And I'll talk about this a little more shortly. So body image does affect both men and women, but as you know, women have been victimized a lot more by the media and society than men. For centuries, beauty and perfectionism and all the ideals and all the ideas that come together that suggest what it requires for women to be perfect have always been directed towards women. When it comes to body image, your thoughts can be both negative and positive, and it's absolutely normal for the vast majority of people to have positive and negative thoughts about themselves. And it does fluctuate on a daily basis. So in one day, you know, your day can start off super well. I'm having a fantastic hair day. I'm super excited. I know I look great. And then at some point throughout the day, maybe you get a stain on your outfit, you know that people can see it, or you're feeling bloated because of something that you ate and you feel like your stomach's protruding and that's all that people see. So your state of mind changes, right? Because you've gone from this super high confident feeling having a great hair day to feeling like everyone's now judging you because there's something on your outfit, or you just feel bloated and gross and you assume everyone else is zoning in on what you're feeling. So that is normal. However, there are quite a few people who actually confuse their self-worth with their body image, and it's very important not to do this. They are not one and the same, and they aren't connected like body image and self-esteem. So even though there is a lot of pressure put on appearance and having a certain aesthetic, you must always remember that your worth is based on your value as a human and not in the shape of your body or whether or not you fit the ideal aesthetic that is put out there. Because let's face it, that changes decade after decade, century after century, and it's never consistent. So what you might value about yourself now in your appearance can change in 5, 10 years from now, and you've lost all value in yourself because now you don't fit in with the ideal. So your body will fluctuate, ideals will change with time, but your value will not. Let's face it, at the end of the day, you're a good person or you're a shitty person. So there are 3 major components to body image. The first 2 I've already briefly mentioned. So your perception is looking at your body, how you perceive your body and how you feel about your body. your thoughts or your emotions, how you feel when you see your body. So are you feeling happy? Are you feeling sad? Does it result in a feeling of depression? Do you feel despondent? Things like that. And then your emotions result in your behaviors. So the things you do, how you behave after you see your body and you felt your emotions, what does it cause you to do? So this results in a lot of coping mechanisms that constitute of hiding or seeking, as I like to call them. So you're either the kind of person who gets so ashamed of your appearance that you want to isolate yourself and not be around others and try to wear baggy clothes to try and cover up your body, or you're a seeker. You're constantly on the lookout for those perfect solutions, okay? And I know over the years there have been a ton of those magic elixirs and super pills and their immediate solution. Your behaviors either result in coping mechanisms that result in isolating or and hiding or seeking and always searching for solutions. So all three components are interrelated. Obviously, when one changes, it affects the other two. So they're like this triangle or tripod that's all put together. But the easiest of the three to change is your perceptions, and that's the most permanent, and that is where you have the transformation. So you can change your emotions all you want, and say you've lost 5 pounds and you're super happy, but it can be super easy to put on those 5 pounds. Now that you lost the 5 pounds, you start looking at something else on your body and see that as a flaw now. So unless you change your perceptions, your emotions and behaviors are never actually going to fully align, because you're always going to see something negative in yourself. So changing your self-perception is the key, and that's why I like to work with women to transform within, because that's how you get the positive emotions and the positive life, and you fulfill your life by behaving and acting in the way that draws in what you desire. Okay, we with me so far? So now that we know what body image is, I want to assess where body image beliefs come from. The perceptions and beliefs that you have about your body come from many places, but the three most common influences are the media, culture, including your family and home life, and friends and intimate partners. So friends and intimate partners would obviously be your most intimate social circles outside of your family. They do say that you do embody the routines and behaviors of those that you are closest to. So really be mindful of who you've hung out with in the past and who you're hanging out with now, because you're going to embody and adopt a lot of their thoughts and behaviors. So keep that in mind, okay? So people with a positive body image typically grow up in environments where they are complimented, they're praised, and they're urged to feel confident and good about themselves. So they move on to feel confident about their bodies and their lives as they grow up and move on. On the other hand, people with negative body images typically grow up or come from environments where they are put down, criticized, they're told they're less than, and they're overall made to feel bad about themselves. Nothing they do is good enough, and they don't physically measure up to so-and-so, whoever else in their life. So say, for example, you grow up in a home with a sibling who was a star athlete. Your family was into sports, but you were not. Your sibling was always praised for their physical abilities, their health, and their performance, but you didn't receive the same praise. So one of two things is likely going to happen. The first thing that can happen is you obviously turning inward, right? You're going to tell yourself that you're not physically fit, you're not a performer, you don't have a strong skill set, and you're not an achiever. Essentially, you believe you're not worthy because you were never praised and told that you were worthy for what you enjoy. The second option is that you become the person who wants to be in the limelight and you want to feel the praise that your sibling always felt. So you find a sport or an activity that you enjoy, you start training and practicing and become a high achiever. You believe that you are capable and worthy. So, okay, those are the two outcomes that can result if you grow up in a negative environment. Most of the time, it's option one, where you just don't see the good in yourself and you wind up spending your life comparing yourself to your sibling or the star athlete that you can never measure up to. So overall, of the three components that attribute to our body image beliefs, the media is by far the largest culprit in affecting body image, especially for women. As I already mentioned, women are the biggest victims. For centuries, we have been the ones that have been told what beauty means and how we should comply. So you look at everything from makeup, to shaving and being hairless, to how your hair should actually look on your head, to size that has fluctuated with centuries. You know, plus size once in, curves was once in, then we hit the 90s grunge phase where being stick thin was the way to be. Like, it's always changed and it's always going to change. There's so many elements and it's always directed towards women. Even ageism, you know, men aren't told that they can't age, but women, as part of being beautiful, is staying young. So there we have women once again at the forefront of beauty campaigns. So consistent messaging from the media definitely bears the strongest influence on body image beliefs and how we believe we're supposed to look at certain stages of our life. However, that said, you are going to hold on to the most hurt from your most intimate social circles. So you're going to be, even though the media has the biggest influence overall, what you feel about your body is likely to actually come from someone from your family, someone from your social circle, or a lover or partner, current or ex. Okay? And that's just because those relationships are so intimate, you take their body shaming comments to heart much more. So you hold on to them, and that's why it becomes a deeper hurt. And so that's what we have to let go of, because even if you don't see it still, it's deep rooted. It's in your heart somewhere that you were hurt by someone that you loved. So we're going to start this deep dive assessment with one activity. So you're going to really have to get vulnerable with yourself. We're going to go within. It's cut the bullshit, no surface level stuff. Like, I actually want you to go inward. You're going to take a look on your past, the people from your past, the media that you saw in your past. I won't go into all of it now, but that is what we're going to do. This is the point where I recommend getting a piece of paper and creating a voice memo. Start taking some notes. Do not do this when you're in the middle of other things. This is definitely one of those things. I always talk about showing up for yourself. This is certainly one of those times where you want to show up for yourself and specifically schedule a time where you are alone, uninterrupted, and you can go within. So put time in your calendar. If you're married and have kids, let your partner and family know that you're going to need some time alone because you are working on something for yourself and that you need some time. If you're on your own, that's great. Just completely schedule in the time and show up and make it happen. Don't just put it in the calendar and then walk away. So for some of you, this might be best if you're outdoors, going for a walk, stopping by a nice scenic lookout, taking some notes there. This might be best on the couch, in the bathtub, in bed at the end of the day. Whatever brings you the most ease and comfort, that's when you're going to want to do this, okay? So you're going to start by making a pro and con list about everything you appreciate and dislike about your body. So one side of your paper will say pro and the other side of your body will say con. So when it comes to the things that you dislike about your body, there could be several things, or there could be one or two very specific things. So just pay attention and don't force yourself to pull things out either. Don't think of every part of your body and that you have to list out every single part of your body as a pro or a con. Okay, just whatever comes to mind. What do I genuinely love about my appearance? And what do I genuinely dislike about my appearance? Okay. And if you can't think of it all right away, totally fine. Come back to it later. Just start, go to sleep, wake up tomorrow, and whatever comes to mind, add that to your list. Okay? So once you've done that part, I really want you to zone in on the negative, so the con list. So review again what it is that you dislike about your body. And I know this is the opposite of what we tell you to do and I as a coach tell you to do, but for this part, you really have to reflect on what is negative in order to move on to the positive and focus on that instead of dwelling on the negative. So for now, we're going to focus on the negative because we're going to get rid of it. It's going to go bye-bye and we're going to move the fuck on and be totally happy and aligned. Okay, so while you're focusing on your con list, I want you to think about all the people that have come into your life, past or present. Who has ever made a criticism or a body shaming comment about the parts of your body that you dislike, which is also known as your perceived flaw, by the way? So I want you to answer these questions. You don't have to answer every single question. These are here as an outline to help you really think about people. I know it's hard to literally write a list of every single person you've come across in your life, but these will help you kind of get an idea of where to go and anyone that stands out in your mind. Okay, so we're going to start here. So what is the individual's name that you're thinking of? Okay, so anyone who's ever made a comment about a part of your body, what is their name? What is or was their role in your life? Did you value their opinion? Did you look up to them? Were they an educator or influencer? Were they in a position of power? Was it a sibling? Maybe it was a parent. In what stage of life were you when this individual entered your life? And in what stage of life were you when they criticized you or made a body shaming comment? Do you recall this individual's appearance? How did it differ from yours? How often did they criticize you? Was it a one and done? And do you think their body shaming comment was intentionally hurtful? Or did it come maybe from a place of culture? So maybe a generation, a certain stereotype or belief from somewhere outside of the Western world? Think of things like that as well. Are you still triggered when other people comment on that part of your body, either negatively or positively? So say you have a thing about your legs. You absolutely dislike your legs. And whenever you go out, you're out one day and you're wearing a pair of shorts and someone's like, oh my God, you have great legs. I would kill to have your legs. But you think the exact opposite. And now that this person has pointed out your legs, you're like, oh my God, I don't like that people can see me. I want to go home. I wish I had pants on. And you spend the rest of your time out just focusing on your legs, and all enjoyment is now gone. Okay. Or do you appreciate the compliment and you're like, hey, thank you, I appreciate that, even though I disagree, and then you just move on? So which are you more likely to do? Because your reaction, remember, that is an emotion and a behavior. So how you respond to someone's comment actually is connected to how deep-rooted your negative body image beliefs are, how much you're still holding on to, and how sensitive that is for you. So what behaviors result when you are triggered is basically the question from that example, okay? So for the longest time, one of my perceived flaws was my stomach. That is where I hold most of my weight. And with marketing in the 80s and 90s when I was young, let's face it, it was a pencil thin body back then, right? And before that, centuries before, women would wear corsets to really shrink their waist and, tuck in as much of their stomach as possible. And then we later had products like Spanx and tummy tamers and control tops enter the market. So I always felt ashamed and shamed for having a stomach. It's like I had to use these products to make it appear thin and give my body a pencil thin figure in order to fit the norm and be accepted and appreciated. So my stomach has always been really hard. And that led to me having trouble buying dresses. I would always buy these styles that I didn't necessarily like until I found rompers and high-low dresses that always really worked for my figure. But before then, I was wearing these styles that I disliked because anything clingy or that sat straight, it just tucks under your stomach. And if you're like me and carry your weight in your stomach, you completely get what I'm talking about. And then you feel self-conscious because from the side angle, you feel like your stomach's just hanging out and that's all that anyone's looking at. And so you feel self-conscious. So yeah, for years I was upset about my stomach. And for me, a lot of that came from the media, actually. It was just thinking that I didn't belong because that wasn't appealing to have a stomach when I was growing up. So if the individuals who come to mind for you are not family members or they're not part of your inner circle, they could be individuals or organizations that you turn to or see often. So again, the media. Some questions to consider here are: who are some of your favorite celebrities, or who were some of your favorite celebrities? What were their achievements? What did they advocate for? How did they portray or talk about body image? Where did you tend to shop? What were the ad campaigns like where you went shopping? Where did you wish you could shop, and why didn't you shop there? What TV shows or stations did your family frequently watch at home? Are there any personalities or characters that were very close for you and your family that you kind of modeled yourself after? And were there any specific influencers? Okay, so those are questions to consider for the media and how you may have been affected by the media. From there, I want you to reflect on culture. So we've gone through people, we've gone through the media. Now let's look at culture, because that varies, and a lot of situations come into play when you have people coming from different cultures into the Western world, right? Or vice versa, people from the Western world going out there. Every culture has a different belief or ideal about beauty, and because that varies, You get these cultural clashes, or you get people that disagree, and just people coming into a new environment with different beauty ideals. They get very confused, and they automatically feel like they don't belong, right? Because their cultural views are different. So some ideas, questions to consider when it comes to your culture is, what are the body image beliefs in my culture? Do I agree or disagree with these beliefs? How long have these beliefs been in my culture, and have they changed at all over time? How are people who don't conform with the beliefs in my culture typically treated? And how do I feel how do I feel internally knowing that I don't fit in with that cultural belief? How does it affect me? Sorry about that. I had an alarm situation there. Okay, so now that we've gone through all the people from your past, how the media may have influenced you, and how your own culture could be influencing you, your next step is to affirm what you've discovered and let it go. So this is where you're really going to go deep. You're going to take the time, process all of these questions, think of anyone and everyone. And once you've had your aha moments, so I want you to be really clear. And the best way to affirm is to write a statement and recite it. So kind of an example, it's going to be a fill in the blanks. But dear Caitlin, right? Start with your name. I have felt ashamed or shameful about my body because I have never been comfortable with my stomach. I just like that I bear my weight in my stomach. And I feel like a lot of this was the result of the media and growing up in a time where being pencil thin was appealing for women. And I grew up feeling like I didn't belong, or I couldn't show my stomach because I didn't fit in with the ideal. It is time for me to let go of these beliefs because I am human, I have a stomach, and I am beautiful. I don't have to look like how everybody else looks. Okay, so something like that. Just be as thorough and clear as possible, filling in the blanks. So basically, I have felt blank about my body because of blank and because of blank, and it's made me feel blank, and I'm ready to let this go. So once you've done this, you've affirmed, hey, I know where this is coming from now. I don't want to hold on to this anymore. I'm letting go of these beliefs. This is where we start to let go of our body image beliefs. So we take it to the next step. Speaking of letting go, if you didn't know, Mariah Carey has a song called Letting Go. I'm not going to sing for you because that's going to be pretty awful. But the song basically has lyrics that say, letting go ain't easy. No, it's exceedingly hurtful. And that is 100% correct. Letting go is a lengthy process that is emotional and difficult no matter what you're letting go of. But it is also 100% rewarding and 100% worth seeing through. I promise you. If you hadn't noticed, I do tend to comment on Mariah Carey and Eminem a lot in my content, and that is because they, like many artists, have overcome a ton of shit and hurt and hardship in their lives, and they have gone on to achieve absolute great careers and lives for themselves. So for me, they're incredibly influential people, and I find that a lot of their lyrics talk about what they've gone through, what they've overcome, and where they are. So it's really positive for me, and that's why I share it. You might have someone else who has a positive influence for you, and please, by all means, feel free to share that in the comments of this training. I would love to hear that. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Mariah Carey and Eminem, which is kind of ironic after their whole dating fiasco and considering they are polar opposites as artists. But yes, that is the honest truth. So anyway, getting back on track now. Once you've pinpointed what you need to let go and you've declared and affirmed that you are letting go because you no longer believe that way, it's time to detach from the individual or the individuals who have contributed to these current beliefs that you have about your body. So for this type of release, I've always found it most helpful to write a letter and then destroy it. So burn your letter, cut it up, release it in the wind, do a message in a bottle and float it away in the ocean. Your letter should include who the individual was to you, what they did to hurt you, how it still hurts you, and acknowledging that you forgive them. Okay, forgiveness is the biggest thing. So by doing this, 3 things are going to happen for you. 1, you're going to fully acknowledge the individual and the hurt. So this is going to be the painful part, and it might bring up some emotions. You may cry, you may feel bad, you may not want to keep going, but just keep going. Let the emotions out. This is normal. Okay. Secondly, you're going to release the individual and the hurt from your non-conscious and your conscious mind. And this is why it's important for you to process the emotions and just go there. Okay. Like anything else, it's okay to have that thought because that's how you release it and move on. So you're going to release the individual and the hurt from your non-conscious and your conscious mind. If it's no longer deep-rooted in your non-conscious mind, it can no longer be presented to your conscious mind and come to you as a perceived flaw or something wrong with your appearance. Okay. And the third thing that's going to happen for you is this very euphoric feeling of the physical release of burning, tossing, cutting, whatever you do with your letter. Physically letting go of that is going to give you the most energetic feeling. And I just want you to, when you do that, take a moment, breathe it in, feel the energy, and just feel like you are in control because this is your moment of taking it back, right? You're letting go of the shit and you're taking back your moment to move forward. Okay, so hold on to that euphoric feeling. So even if you discover that your primary negative body image beliefs, so the things on your con list about your body, if they come from the media or a company or some sort of organization, totally cool. Still write them a letter, address the letter to ABC Corporation, whatever it is, and talk about them the same way. So you're going to acknowledge them. You're going to acknowledge how they hurt you. You're going to acknowledge why that hurt still affects you today, and maybe even why you wish it did or didn't happen, and anything else you want to add in. And you're going to state that you forgive them and why you forgive them. Okay, how is that going to help you moving forward? Forgiveness is the biggest thing for letting go and moving on. So I want to reiterate one more time that this training is not a one and done, and you shouldn't be getting it done in this half-hour video. Okay, it's not going to be enough for you to feel good about your body and to move on and accept your body and just accept life. In fact, the length of this process is exactly why my coaching programs are 1 year in length. I don't coach less than that. Individuals who are starting at this stage may actually even require additional coaching beyond a year because it's so deep-rooted. There is so much to pull out before you can move forward. Know that every step is progress. Every step is growth. Start with the hard stuff and move on to the beautiful stuff. So I told you one of the things I would cover is what results can you expect when you actually move beyond your body image beliefs, when you allow yourself to go there, find the root cause and let it go to take back control. You get just that, control, fulfillment, freedom, joy and happiness, and a more positive and aligned you. There is nothing more that you need to move forward with your life and fulfill your dreams and step out of your shell and into your confidence and reclaim your life and what you've lost by letting go of the beliefs that you hold on to. Tell me that's not the most beautiful thing and that you're not willing to have that. So the point of this process is to remove the root causes of your negative beliefs and reprogram your inner voice with positive thoughts. Okay? Eventually and ideally, the goal is to arrive at a place where you are completely neutral towards your body and your appearance in general. So eventually you're going to wind up in the situation where you're looking in the mirror in the morning and you're like, cool, I'm dressed. Let's move on with the day. Or you'll be looking at another person and you'll be like, cool, another human. Let's carry on. There's no comparisons, there's no reactive thoughts, there's no thinking about the body, and there's no negative behaviors. Okay? That is the ultimate goal. And it's not even body positivity at that point. It's called body neutral. And that's something I'll talk about in another training at another day. But that is part of why I do what I do. And that is where I want to get women to. But we go through the negative, we go through the positive, and we get to the neutral and happy. Beautiful. So if you are interested, I have designed a document that contains 7 strategies that you can implement in your daily routine right now to begin reprogramming your body image mindset. It's available in PDF format and MP4 format, so you can listen or read or do both at the same time. Let me know if you would like free copies of each or either of these documents, and I will get them to you ASAP. Just something in the comments, or please send me a DM. Because body positivity is so misunderstood and gets confused all the freaking time in the media and by people, I'm actually going to be doing a training soon about this. The training will discuss what body positivity is versus what body positivity is not, and how to avoid the mainstream hype that doesn't even constitute body positivity but claims that it is body positivity. So stay tuned for those details because we're going to get right into it and clarify a lot of misconceptions that are only going to help you. Once you complete this deep dive assessment that I've gone through today in this training, if you want to discuss your thoughts or results, please reach out to me. I would absolutely love to schedule a chat with you and talk about some of your personal experiences and some of your personal traumas and where we can go from there. If I find that what surfaced for you is beyond my scope, I would be more than happy to refer you to another professional who I think would be able to help you on a deeper level than I could. With that, again, I am Coach Caitlin, body image and mindset coach specializing in self-worth and confidence, and I hope this video helped you. Please let me know if this training was beneficial for you in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and ciao for now. Bye, gorgeous ladies.